A Madison man accused of setting an apartment building on fire was in court this morning, where a felony arson count was dismissed as part of a plea agreement. 53-year-old Vince Hedelstad pleaded guilty to 5 misdemeanors, including criminal damage to property. He was placed on 3 years probation. Hedelstad had set fire to an apartment complex on Blossom Lane back on May 20th. He then went missing from Meriter Hospital on May 22nd before he was later found and arrested about a week later. Part of the conditions of the agreement require that Hedelstad to not be on Blossom Lane, use any fire-starting devices, and he could be subject to psychiatric evaluation as deemed appropriate.